1 year ago, creating transitions in Premiere looked something like this. You grab a bunch of effects and throw them on an adjustment layer, don't know what you're doing, you're adding some random keyframes to see what happens, and you hope for the best. Today, things are very different. Premiere now has a bunch of powerful new effects that make creating transitions, especially for motion graphics, a lot easier and a lot better. In this video, I'll show you 4 creative transitions you can make in modern Premiere. Let's open it up. Transition 1. These will help you create text animations more efficiently. I have made so many tutorials on how to create text animations like this one, and you guys know that you have to follow a lot of steps to achieve something like this. Well, not anymore. Right here in the timeline, I have 2 text layers. No animations, no effects, nothing. Look, in the effects library, there's a new effect called motion camera. Drag it to the edge of both the text layers and look at the result. You had to go through a lot of trouble to make this in Premiere, and now it's just one click and drag away. Let me show you how I further spice up this animation. In the project panel, click the new item button and select adjustment layer. Then once you have it, drag it on top of your text. Make sure it's the same length. Alright, now in the effects library, find the camera shake effect. Drag it to the adjustment layer and that already looks more alive. Next, find the glitch transition, also new by the way, and drag it to the end of the adjustment layer. And that's all. I don't even have to adjust the settings of these effects if I don't want to. I strongly recommend you do, because there's so many cool things you can change. The camera shake effect has many controls, for example the camera mode, one-handed, slow walk, fast walk, and so on. This is not the Premiere from 1 year ago. Huge thanks to Film Impact for this, by the way. Transition number 2, spin motion. This one is simple. If you find this transition and drag it in between 2 clips, it looks like Microsoft PowerPoint. I mean, it's true. That doesn't mean these transitions are unusable. What most editors forget is that you're allowed to use these on logos and text as well. Look what happens when I drag it in between those 2 logos. Boom! You have an animation that looks amazing. A few years ago, I made a tutorial on how to create this very animation step by step in Premiere. Now you can just drag an effect like pop motion, in between 2 clips, and boom, you're done. Now of course, that transition looks cool, but most editors focus on the visual part and completely forget about sound. I've been looking for good sound libraries for years, and believe me, I wasted a lot of time and money, until I finally found Epidemic Sound. It's an honor to work with them in this video. Now, when I first started making videos, finding good music was a nightmare. And yes, I ran into copyright issues a couple of times. Since switching to Epidemic Sound, that's something I simply don't have to worry about anymore. The platform gives you access to 55,000 premium tracks and more than 250,000 sound effects, all created by real musicians and artists. So by using Epidemic Sound, you actually support real artists. That's what we need to do more. Finding music is super easy. If I discover a track I like, I can use Find Similar to instantly generate a list of songs with the same vibe. This button right here opens up the Adapt feature. Here you can literally change the song to fit your project. You can change the length, make it loop, or go to Adapt Music. Here you can use AI and tell it what it needs to change to the song. After submitting it, you can see the changes in here. Or you can go back to the original track. Now this new feature called Studio is gonna blow you away. You just upload your video, describe it if you want, then click Create Soundtrack, and poof, your entire video is sound designed. You can click the clips and adjust the volume, add fades to them, or you can even try alternative sounds that might fit your video even better. The timeline kinda works the same as in Premiere. You can mute and solo your clips, and lastly, you can export your files as an XML and then drag them straight into Premiere. It is that simple. Everything is covered by their restriction-free licensing model, so I can publish my videos without worrying about copyright claims. Click the link in the description and use the code PREMIERE at checkout to get 50% off Epidemic Sound for 2 months. The offer is valid until August 30th and only available through my link. It's time for transition number 3, TV power. This effect can be used to make it look like an old TV is being turned on. Alright, so here I have a video of a guy in a dark room. First we gotta make it look like an old TV. So I have this clip right here. It's a static overlay. Now select it and go to the effect controls. In here, set the blending mode to screen. Now with that clip still selected, go to the Lumetri color panel. In here, decrease the exposure a lot, and also increase the contrast. That will blend it in even more. Now back in the timeline, select your clip, then head back to Lumetri Color. Since this is being played on an old TV, decrease the saturation because we want to make it black and white. Alright, now in the effects browser, find the TV power transition and drag it to the beginning and the end of both your clips. That will look like this. Already looks very cool, but if you want, you can select the transition and go to the effect controls. In here you can again hit the surprise me button to randomize the TV power look. Then back in the timeline, you can actually select the transition, hit Ctrl C to copy it and paste it to the others as well. Very cool. Okay, now very important, select both your clips and right click them. Then choose Nest. Call it TV Media or something. Then hit OK. Now here I have a clip of an old TV with a green screen. Make sure that clip is on top of your nested sequence. Now to remove that green part, find the Ultra key effect in the effect browser. Then drag it on your clip. Now with that clip selected, go to the effect controls. Then click the color picker and go to the program monitor. In here, select the greens and that will remove all of the greens. And of course reveal the video layers underneath the TV clip. Now all you gotta do is select that nested sequence in the timeline and then select the motion properties. Then adjust the scale and position to make it fit the TV. And now to top this effect off, find the lens distortion effect and drag it on your video. Then in the effect controls, increase the curvature to make it look more round, exactly like the shape of the TV screen. And that looks amazing. Transition number 4. Creating lower thirds with transitions instead of complex animations. Imagine this clip as a part of a music video. That means I have to credit the artist. And the best way to do that is by using lower thirds. First of all, enable the safe margins. Safety first. Grab the text tool in the toolbar, click in the program monitor to write something, for example dark mansion, and when you're done, head over to the properties panel to customize your text however you want. This is what I usually do. Now back in the timeline, hold down Alt and click and drag your text layer to duplicate it. Now with the duplicate selected, go to the program monitor and drag the text layer a bit down. Then double click it to adjust the text. The artist name is of course my name. There you go. Now you can again customize it however you want. Let me change the font to something fatter. That's perfect. Now we have something like this. Now before we add animations, reposition and rescale both layers until it looks the way you want. Alright, that's perfect. Now the reason I created 2 separate layers is because that way you have more control with the transitions. Find the fold motion transition in the effects browser and drag it to the edge of the dark mansion text layer. Then look for the spring motion transition, and once you have that one, drag it to the top text layer. And there you go. That looks so much better than 90% of lower thirds presets you can buy online. You're welcome. Now what I like to do is offset the artist's name. That way your viewers don't have to focus on 2 text layers simultaneously. And since we're doing something dark right here, let's find the liquid distortion effect and drag it to the end of both the text layers to make it fade out in a very cool way. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Now I understand that these things aren't mind-blowing to what you can do with Resolve nowadays when it comes to motion graphics. But for Premiere users like us, this is amazing because a year ago, Premiere was very different. Take a look at this effect, entirely made in Premiere. To learn how to do this yourself, click the video right here on your left. Thank you guys so much for watching.